It is Friday, July 3rd, heading into holiday weekend here in the U.S. and it's been cooking. So if I start sweating while I'm doing this, it's not early enough in the morning for me to have gotten this. Probably because I'm out on a long bike ride. I'll tell you guys more about my Friday morning bike rides some other time. But the news may start running a little later, or maybe be bumped into Saturday coming up because personal indulgences. Anyway, what has been going on? I want to talk a little bit about the minor Dorian thing that was going on the forum, and want to bring up really quickly student uploads. Let's get some more of those happening. I've set aside chunks of time, well, tiny chunks, to look at them. I've really enjoyed doing the few. This week we got to take a chance to take a look at Michelle's rendition of Never Going Back Again, and a couple of really interesting songs that well, let's see. We started the week. Let me tell you about Words first, because this is a song that I have loved ever since since Harvest came out, but never really thought about doing a lesson on it because it's not really an acoustic guitar song. And lo and behold, over the weekend or sometime, got a communique from our beloved leader Matt, who came up for air and sent me a link saying, "Here's a Neil Young song I really like, and there are only two." I thought, if this is one of the two Neil Young songs he approves of, I gotta do a lesson on it. So hopefully, Matt, you've been working on this. It's right up your alley. Easy to play. Well, unusual in a few things, but I want to see that. Maybe you'll be able to upload upload for review one of you playing that. So anyway, it's great to hear from him, and hopefully he's working on Words right now. So the other song that I messed around with this week. Oops. Of course, Coconut Grove, Lovin' Spoonful, and interestingly, has the same chord progression as. Well, anyway, hang on a second. Ugh. This is going to be a short newscast, folks. Oh, I guess I could turn on the air conditioner, but it didn't make a lot of noise, so never mind. I want to thank Vanessa for putting together Nirvana's About a Girl. She comes up with great tunes, songs that were pretty far off my radar, and hope everybody's enjoying the variety of stuff that we get from her. And we saw a little bit more of. Oh man, I've never played it that well. Okay, I gotta make sure I always play that little part cold. We're closing in on the end. Probably next week we'll have the final part of Villa-Lobos that is pretty straightforward. An E minor and kind of a C7, an unusual C7 chord, one that has both a minor 7th and a major 7th in it. Whoa, you gotta be kidding me. And then some harmonics. Can't just start in the middle of harmonics. There we go. Anyway, I'll get to that later. And I think that's about it. What else has been exciting going on this week? Okay, I want to talk a little bit about the dilemma of the chord progression to the Jerry Garcia song that we were talking about, that uses chords out of the key of G but is revolving around A minor, which could absolutely be considered the key of A minor. But in A minor we can have, in any minor key, we can of course have a minor or major chord on 4 or 5. So in A minor we can see D minor and E minor, or D major and E major. However, the D major, the major chord on 4, uses the raised 6th note, and usually in the harmonic minor scale the only reason for raising that 6th note is because you're also raising the 7th note to make chord 5 major. And in the case of Loser, we have D major but E minor. So the D is not in there supporting the harmonic minor scale. It's in there really acting as its own key that would make it Dorian. Now, a great example, one of my favorite, oh, can I do this without a capo? Probably. I should probably do a lesson on this song. Okay, anybody recognize that? It's usually done in 3 frets higher. It sounds much better up there. I'm sure the old timers know what I'm talking about here with this tune. But close enough. This is a song that uses in one section D minor and E minor, and also F and G, chords straight out of the natural minor scale. But the opening line is A minor, D major, E major, A minor. So we use the D going up to E to get to A minor. Now we drop into chords that have a G natural in them and an F natural in them, landing on C before it gets to E major, E7. Great example of the harmonic minor scale, and great use of it. Used both D major and E major when we needed them, then played the chords, the equivalent of D minor and E minor, because we had F and G, which were the relative major of those chords. Oh, stop. Okay. Let's gear it down. Gear it back to something tangible. In any case, the D and the E used both raised 6th and 7th steps, F sharp and G, and then we had a G chord, a lowered 7th, or a natural 7th, and an F chord, a natural 6th. Before we use the E chord as a dominant chord to get back to A minor, back the key to A minor. So, okay, one of my favorite Al Stewart songs. You guys probably now know what it is. I'll save that. I should put a link to a video. I should dig up a video of me playing that with Al, because this was one of the songs that kind of opened the door to having a relationship with Al, and it was. Because when I was first going to do a show with him in 2000, we had never really spoken. We just set it up through his manager and some things like that. And he called me a week before the show just to to get acquainted, sort of. And I kind of said, hey, would it be okay to back you up on a few songs? And he says, oh well, I'm going to be bringing Dave Nachmanoff anyway. He says, but you'll be welcome to join us. And I said, oh, because there are a few songs that I know you don't play very often unless you have a piano player, and that was one of them. And he says, oh really, you do a guitar arrangement of that? And I said, sure. And he says, well, send it to me. So I made a quick recording, went out I was living elsewhere at the time, but it was actually a shed just like this one, a little bigger. And went out to do a quick recording, mailed it off to him. This is before we could virtually do it. And he called me back a few days later, said, it's on the set list for that night. It's great, loved it. So, so played along with that one, and I think Night Train to Munich. Can't do that one with the cable. Wait a minute. I think everybody knows Night Train to Munich, right? Something like that. Well, anyway, I got to brush up on that. Okay, I think that's it for today. Back to the plan, which is kind of hang out with family and do some fireworks tomorrow, or go watch a show in Scotts Valley, not too far from here. So, hey, I've gotten a few requests lately from Target members who will be traveling through here. Got one from one of our esteemed members who's shown up again recently on the forum. I'll save the who for later. Who's going to be making his way through Northern California here in a couple of weeks, and we're setting up a time for a private lesson. Hopefully, we get a fly on the wall out of that everybody will be able to enjoy. And so in the last couple of weeks, a couple of people have gotten a hold of me and asked about doing lessons. So don't forget, if you're traveling through Northern California, I'm here. And I love meeting, TG members from any place. So, okay, that is it. Have a safe and sane 4th, and I will be back on the 11th, 10th. Been too hot here for the brain to process lately. See ya.